You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Subscribe to the podcast and whatever audio podcast you're listening to. Give it a 5-star review. It costs absolutely nothing, but it keeps all of this free, honestly. If you want more, join the Insiders program on the subtext link down below. No trolls. 14-day free trial, and the easiest way ever to give you a cancel. Give it a try. And don't forget to check out a second listen on the network. Nearly every team, college or pro, they're ready for you right here on Locked On Ole Miss and the Locked On Podcast Network. So check them out as well. Now, I will tell you this right now. There is one thing that is keeping Lane Kiffin up at night. And, it has nothing to do with Taylon Green. Has absolutely nothing to do with him. It has to do with Mike Washington, the running back that for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And this is the reason why. He had 9 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown against the Arkansas State Red Wolves on Saturday. He's the 4th leading rusher in the Southeastern Conference. Taylon Green is getting all the headlines, but Mike Washington could very well be the best running back for the Arkansas Razorback and maybe the best offensive player, even over Taylon Green. We talked with John Neighbors on the show yesterday. He talked about how, listen, if you take away the explosive runs to make it to where Arkansas becomes one-dimensional and Taylon Green has to win the game with his arms, he can't really do that. Whenever his arms and his legs are together, the legs are still the better piece of Taylon Green's game. So it is imperative to stop Mike Washington, not give up explosive runs. Ole Miss gave up 5 explosive runs against the Georgia State Panthers. They gave up about 5 explosive runs to the Kentucky Wildcats. You can't do that against Arkansas. They need to cut that down to 2 or 3 on Saturday night to Mike Washington so the defense doesn't get kind of turned in knots. Listen, the important thing to remember about the Bobby Petrino offense is he needs the explosive runs to tie your defense up at knots. He's a wizard at play action. If you remember what he was like way back when he was an offensive coordinator at Auburn or head coach at Louisville, if you remember those offenses, he was a wizard at play action even then. The game has changed so much in 20 years. He has adapted with it and adapted that play action game. So what's keeping Lane Kiffin up at night is the matchup between Bobby Petrino and Pete Golding, if you want to get down to brass tacks on it. Bobby Petrino in 2023 in the second half turned Max Johnson into the second coming of a left-handed Tom Brady in the second half and almost brought Texas A&M back to win that game. It took a Xavion Harris blocked field goal for Ole Miss to win that game. And that was an 11-win Ole Miss team that year. Last year, despite playing most of the game with a backup quarterback, he scored 31 points against Pete Golding and Ole Miss. Now, granted, Ole Miss might be in prevent and something might have been going on behind the scenes the way they were setting it up because they were so far ahead. He still put 31 points on the defense that led the Southeastern Conference in points allowed and potentially had the best defense ever at Ole Miss as far as dominance. Bobby Petrino over the last couple of matchups has had Pete Golding's number. So it will be on Pete Golding to stop this, to settle it down. And the way you do that is to control the run game. If they get it going, it's going to be problematic for whoever is going up against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Ole Miss has to stop the run game and make Arkansas one-dimensional. So we will see exactly how that goes in the game against the Arkansas Razorbacks on Saturday night. Stopping the run game, stopping Bobby Petrino. We always talk about where Ole Miss needs to be or what is going to happen with Arkansas, and everybody's talking about Taylon Green. No, it's Mike Washington is the player that should be circled all around, underlined. Whatever you do to identify a player, Mike Washington should be that dude. He is the key to Arkansas's offense over the course of this game. Taylon Green's great. Wide receivers, great. There's a lot of weapons on Arkansas's offense. If you don't stop Mike Washington, you are in trouble. Whenever you're dealing with a Bobby Petrino offense, it is similar to the triple option. There's always something that you must absolutely stop. If you remember the old wishbone days or what these service academies run now, it's like, hey, if you don't stop the fullback dive, it's going to be a long day. You have to stop the fullback dive first before you can deal with the quarterback and the running back. Bobby Petrino, you have to stop the running game first so you don't have to deal with the play action toys that Bobby Petrino can do. That is what is keeping Lane Kiffin up. And if Ole Miss slips up in this game, it is because of that. You will see, you look down, it's like, oh man, Mike Washington had 130 yards rushing. And Taylon Green had a very high percentage, even though he's an iffy passer. He's known for kind of throwing the other team the ball from time to time. So we'll see exactly how that looks for Arkansas. Bobby Petrino compared Mike Washington to Niall Davis. Remember back in the Bobby Petrino head coach days at Arkansas, Niall Davis was one of the running backs. He was a pretty good player. He was a real good player if we're going to be honest about it. So we'll see exactly how that goes. In our final segment, it's time to hit the board. Let's talk best bets for this matchup and lock in our prediction. From point spreads to totals and a couple of player props worth watching, we'll walk through where the smart money is and how Ole Miss stacks up. All of that coming up right after this. Anyway, thank you for making Locked On Ole Miss your go-to source for Ole Miss sports. We pride ourselves in offering the most comprehensive perspectives, which is why we are the front door of Ole Miss. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the show and is completely free. Your support means the world to us. Hey, and another big moment for Locked On. College football fans, Locked On and Fire TV are presenting College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12 leads the conversation along two-time AP Coach of the Year Gary Patterson and former college star Jesse Holley, and Locked On's local experts. The college football preview only Locked On can do. Catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season, only on Fire TV. Be safe heading to Oxford if you're going to the game. Hotty-toddy to everybody. Remember, analytics are just the old English word that means bad football. We'll see you later.